ECOP is sort of partnered with a lot of business groups, and a lot of the traders and even the local manufacturers are not comfortable, especially the exporters, when the peso is strong. So at current levels, are you happy? Are they happy pala?
Well, ECOP is composed of exporters, importers, and other stakeholders affected by the exchange rate. For every movement of the peso against the dollar, there are losers and there are gainers. So it's just a matter of striking a balance, but exchange rate must be a function of free enterprise, free economic condition. It cannot be imposed by central bank or BSP. Because BSP, to protect the peso or protect the dollar, will be losing money. So let market forces prevail.
Okay, I'll ask you, Dale. At current levels, are your clients happy?
Yes. So far, all my students are making money out of it, extra money on the side, and doing it online, and having the freedom to withdraw their money anytime they want.
Okay, Dale, let's not talk about theories, and let's talk about real conditions right now. Okay, so if a student were to approach you and ask, is this a good time to get into the market? Of course, you will always say, as a person in your profession, is always good. But if you realistically take stock of the conditions, what makes it good?
It is good simply because you are not concerned of any economic problems in the country. Since what we do is online trading, it's focused on what's happening globally rather than happening locally. So, for example, if there's a bombing in the United States, okay, it moves the prices. So from that move, we make money. That's why I'm telling you earlier that it is irrelevant when it comes to technical analysis.
So the Boston bombing actually, of course, currencies weaken and some currencies, it's a seesaw effect, no?
Yes.
So someone actually made money out of the negative sentiment.
Yes.
Not out of it, pero the negative sentiment. Okay. I'll ask Mr. Lacson, no? Sir, ano ba ang sentiment ng mga businessmen ngayon in view of a lot of international upheavals? You have the Boston bombings and even here in the country, no? So I know that business is only partly fundamentals, pero also to a huge extent it's sentiment, no? So what is the sentiment right now of businessmen like yourself?
Actually, because of the globalized economy, what happens in a faraway country like Cyprus, like in Cyprus, where the banking sector almost collapsed, it will affect everybody, including the smallest nation, because of the interconnectedness of our economy. But we cannot be too overly concerned about what happens there. We want to strengthen our own economic base. That's why our fundamentals are always considered sound, because we take care of our own economy first. What we are now looking is the 2015 integration of the ASEAN economy, because it is patterned after the EU. And the EU already, as you know, almost collapsed because of the pigs, the Portugal, Italy, Greece, Spain. Now Cyprus and other countries, Malta, are experiencing the same. And we are going in that direction.
Basically, the problem of creating the EU is basically the stronger economies had to bear the burden of the weaker economies, so they were basically weighed down. But if that were to be applied in the ASEAN setup, would we be the one burdened by others, or would we be the one burdening our neighboring economies?
Well, it all depends on how the integration will come into play. But I think ABAC, the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, is always busy trying to provide safety nets for nations that will be affected, Philippines included. And there are many emerging economies in ASEAN, out of the 10. Maybe you can say Singapore and Malaysia are the more advanced economies. So, but saying that we will burden them or they will burden us,
Too early to say.
Too early to tell.
Okay. We have some text questions for you, Harlan. Doesn't say who texted it. Anyway, kindly text us at least your first name and where you're from. But I'll read this anyway. You have a system that can make a person with zero knowledge profitable in 10 days. How does it work? And Harlan, what are the most traded currencies? Would you like to answer that?
Okay, we have a program that gives you the ability to be profitable in 10 days. Like what I've said earlier, it takes time to educate yourself to learn Forex trading. So we provided a system wherein people would follow how we trade online. We say 10 days because it takes you 10 days to give the requirements, to learn the basics, and to input the trades on your platform. And the most common currencies traded are still the Euro USD dollar, the Euro yen, the pound dollar, and the Japanese yen.
Tanong ko sa inyo, Mr. Lacson, yung problema ng employer sector, because you have a lot to deal with in as far as your employer-employee relationship is concerned, a lot of laws that sometimes do not favor the employer. Do you see that a lot of Filipinos are migrating from the traditional sort of employment and going to fields like this, wherein they can make money from their home with their computer and still be sort of businessmen? For all practical intents and purposes, if you trade in currencies, if you trade in equities, you're a businessman as well. No? But you may not have employees under you. And is this healthy?
Well, self-employment in this country is always part of the economic equation. And we in ECOP, we are not against any form of enterprise for as long as it is legal. Home sourcing is one. The trading of exchange can be done home sourcing instead of just outsourcing. In the US, it's not the fun. Housewives are now home sourced by companies. They stay at home, but they're connected to the companies.
By way of the internet?
By technology.
Okay. Again, text questions for Dale. This one is from Reggie from Manila. Good AM to Practical Business. OFW po ako. Gusto ko matuto mag-invest sa Forex para kumita na may ipon pa yon. What do you recommend?
We recommend if they want to learn, they could search online for teachers on how to trade online. But if they want to earn, like what we're saying, the 10 days program, they could subscribe to a Forex Trade Signal already.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this one is from Blanca or Bianca from QC. What's the difference between investing in dollars compared to stock market? Less bang risk. Again, yung risk ang
Well,
issue.
the risk is all the same because, as I've said, it's not the market that it's risky, it's the person that it's risky. So whether it's in dollar denomination, in euro denomination, if they don't have the proper knowledge on how to do their own investment, it's
May risk.
risky.
Okay. Eileen from Laguna is asking, nakakatakot ang dami ng scams.
Yeah.
Wala bang scam sa Forex? Safe ba ito? Wala bang scam sa Forex?
Well, there is, like what I've said earlier. If you give your money to someone who wants to trade your money for it to grow, most of them are scams, like Harllan Futures. And there are brokers coming from, especially Malaysia. No? There are a lot of brokers coming from Malaysia. They'll get your money. They'll teach you false teachings about how to trade online.
Stuck mo na.
And then, wala na. After
Okay. Sir, maraming mga scam ngayon, no? Alam na natin yung sa Mindanao, yung Harllan Futures. Meron
Amalilio.
parang dalawa, no? Yung Amalilio and another na malapit din ata neighboring province. How should policymakers deal with those sorts of things, no? Dahil kasi may impact yan sa economy
Alam
natin.
mo kasi mga Ponzi scheme na ganyan, yung mga scammers, they're part of humanity. For as long as there is greed in society, scammers will always be there. Now, if we temper our greed and we don't want fast money, then scammers will fail. Ang problema kasi dahil sa atin, quick get rich quick scheme attracts a lot of people.
So ano ang mga bagay na kailangan nilang malaman siguro, yung mga advice nyo, tips, para kahit na paano kutuban sila na something is wrong? Kasi alam na natin, pag sinabing yung pyramiding scheme, this is a no-no. Pero it's sort of morphed, no? Meron ng mga multi-level marketing things na supposedly they carry certain products. Pero if you take a look at how they do business, yun din parang pyramiding din. So what are the tips or advices that you can give to those who would like to start a business, who want to be business people as well?
For future investors, the first thing you will look at any investment proposal is if it is product-driven or network-driven. Kung network yun, para ka kumita, kailangan meron kang lulukohin isa para makapag-invest. That is a scam. But if it is a product like Tupperware, that is already a proven product. So kung ang negosyo, produkto ang pinupush, hindi yung network, that is a good business. And also in investing, there's a roadmap. Letter R in the roadmap is reliability of the proponent. Sino ito nagpo-propose sa'yo? Kilalanin mo. Sa roadmap, yung P is profit. That is the last.
Tawag na due diligence.
Due diligence.
Background check.
Iba kasi baliktad ang tingin. Profit muna tinitingnan bago yung iba. Tingnan mo muna kung sino nagpo-propose.
Tsaka siguro yung government regulators also have to take a look at because in the case of what happened, no, yung Aman Futures na yun, yung mga tao, medyo mga simpleng tao lang din yun eh. Hindi naman mga financially savvy yun. Siguro, maaaring sabihin natin, nasilaw din dun sa offer of ano. So,
but we cannot blame entirely the regulators. Kasi sabi ko sa iyo, if there is greed on the part of the investor, no amount of regulation can stop the scammer from making money. Makakatulong ang regulator, but that is not the only defense. Kailan matuto yung ating mga tao, huwag kayong masyadong magmadaling kumita ng pera. Baka mas madali pa sa kanila mag-casino eh. Because that is almost as bad. You take your chances in mga casinos natin, baka meron pa certain percentage of winning. But sa scammer, zero, nil. Babalik ang pera mo. Yung isa na nakulong nun, sabi na, I will protect your interest, but he did not protect the principal. So, nawala yung principal mo, kumita ka lang ng interest.
Okay. Dale, anong tips mo, advice mo regarding avoiding these scams? No? Dahil nanggaling na rin sa'yo, dun sa yung industry, meron din palang scams.
There's a lot, actually.
Ano mga telltale signs dyan? Yung para magkaroon silang hunch o kutob.
First, they have to look at the promise. Okay, because if it's promising too much, most commonly that's a scam. And secondly, you have to look at the track record because what we do is track record based. It doesn't lie. The numbers doesn't lie, and people cannot lie. It goes just so far lang if they're trying to scam you. But at the end of the day, they will crumble.
Very briefly, your parting shots, Dale.
Yeah.
Your parting shots to our viewers. Anong masasabi mo sa kanila?
Well, if you want to invest on Forex trading, get the proper education. At the same time, look for the proper system that works.
Okay. Mr. Lacson, in view of the smoldering labor issues that never seems to die down, yung parting shots nyo sa ating mga viewers.
To our partners in the labor market, our partners in business, trust your employers because we are on the same team and we have the same objective as you. We would like to improve your lot, but make our company profitable so we can do the same. And don't ask for something that we cannot give because that is impossible.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Lacson. Thank you very much, Dale. On that note, we hope today's show gave you some useful and potentially life-changing ideas in the internet, our website, www.practicalbusiness.tv, and please like Practical Business TV on Facebook. Join us again next Thursday.